The Pacific Northwest welcomes the best wakeboarders in the world as they compete in the sport's most prestigious series. Scenic Lake Ty in Monroe, Washington is the battleground as the junior pro men, pro women, and pro men launch, spin, and slide in front of an excited crowd here today. Who will set themselves up with a victory at the 4th stop in the 5-stop series? This is the Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour in Monroe, Washington.
Welcome everybody to the Pacific Northwest. Here we are for the 4th stop of the Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour in Monroe, Washington. And to help me get this weekend started now is Mastercraft team riders Daniel Powers and Shota Tezuka. Now Daniel, you love this site, don't you? You rode great here last year. What is it that's so special about the conditions?
Well, the water's super flat all the time. There's barely any wind, and it's pretty hot too.
And you've been riding great. I mean, both yourself and Shota made it to finals at the last stop. You must have been pretty excited about doing so well.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be doing well as a rookie.
I mean, it's a lot for your first year. The pros, I mean, are they welcoming you in? I mean, you're rattling some cages there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just awesome because, these are guys that we've looked up to our whole life, and it's great to be riding with them.
Well, that's great. I hope you guys make finals again. Good luck. We're going to check in now with their former competitors in the Junior Pro Men's Final.
6 junior pro men riders ranging in age from 14 to 18 years old make up the final here in Monroe. Unfortunately, a late afternoon rain shower decides to challenge the young finalist.
I'm standing on the dock getting ready to ride, and I saw the storm rolling in. The water's glassy, perfect, a little bit colder than I'm used to in Orlando, but it's still great.
California's Jacob Valdez and Italy's Massi Pifaretti are first to ride on Lake Ty, and despite some big tricks, they both have a couple of falls which hurt their scores.
Yeah, I got a slim 5 in there. I'm pretty stoked. I landed toe 9, hill 7. The only thing I fell on a switch beat rose and a backside 7.
This time, dude, I was just going for gold, just trying to go heel 9. I'd never really do that, but I was going for it.
Orlando's Freddie Wayne stands at both passes in the rain, but takes a hard landing on his double-up attempt.
About halfway through my run, the rain started pouring. I had a great run, stood up, but went down on the heel 9 at the end. Pretty excited, though.
Virginia's Gordon Harrison lays down his best run of the season here in Monroe, landing 3 very difficult Mob 540s, including this one off the double-up.
Getting that boot, toe side. Promo 540 right there. That was fluid, that was stylish, smooth. You gotta love it from that guy, Gordon Harrison.
I feel really good about my run. I landed 3 Mob 5s. Also just glad to be here in finals and, lay it down. Hopefully the judges liked it, and all the fans did too, hopefully.
Australia's Tony Iacone, fresh off a win in Branson, is at his best here in Monroe. Despite being forced to ride in a heavy downpour, Tony lands 3 big spins, rules the rails, then gets booted off the double-up.
And I was training hard back in Orlando, training for this competition. Just went out there and stuck my pass, so landed the double up, so hopefully it goes well.
The current tour leader, Mike Dowdy from Michigan, did not podium at the last stop and is looking for redemption here on Lake Ty.
Yeah, after Branson, I felt that I definitely needed to redeem myself, and what I've been doing all season wasn't what I did in Branson, and I felt like here is where I picked it back up.
Mike lands a couple very clean spins in his run, but accidentally ends up repeating a trick and only getting a back roll off the double-up. Australia's Tony Iacone and Virginia's Gordon Harrison will grab first and second here in Monroe. Dowdy comes in third.
I'm really pumped to get the 2 wins in a row. I wasn't expecting it at all. I come into the event just hoping to make finals and to win it again. I was super pumped and it's unbelievable.
With the win here today, Australia's Tony Iacone is now only 55 points behind Michigan's Mike Dowdy in the Overton's Junior Pro Men's Series.
Don't go anywhere, because when we return, you'll get to meet Miss Trans World Lindsey Herod. And then it's time for the other lovely ladies of Wake to make their appearance as the Pro Women's Final gets underway here on Lake Ty. Lots of action to be had. You don't want to miss it. Stay here with us.
The 2012 Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour is brought to you by Mastercraft Boats, held to a higher standard. Rockstar Energy Drink, party like a rock star. And by Overtons.com, King of Wake's official water sports supplier.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the fourth stop of the Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour, and we're here in Monroe, Washington. Miss Trans World is a title many girls covet, and with us this weekend in Monroe is a Californian girl who beat out the competition to become Miss Trans World Wakeboarding. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Lindsey Herod.
My name is Lindsey Herod. I'm from San Diego, California, and I'm the current Miss Trans World Wakeboarding. I was really excited when I found out I won Miss Trans World Wakeboarding. It was kind of a long process. I didn't really know what was going to go on, didn't really hear anything for a while, and then one day I just got this great email that said that I won, and I was really, really excited, so just overwhelmed, I guess.
Lindsey, I noticed you've been hanging out over in the Rockstar tent all day long. I see people in and out of there all day as well. What's going on over there?
We've got the beautiful Rockstar Energy girls over there taking photos, passing out rock stars. We got lounges, music. It's good vibes. Some of my favorite guys to watch on the tour are the guys who go big, Aaron Rathie, Dean Smith, Russy Malinovski. I like to see a lot of action. Kind of sucks, though, to have to sit on the sidelines and watch everybody wakeboard all day while I'm sitting there signing posters. So maybe if I'm lucky enough, I can get somebody to take me out after and I can do a little wakeboarding myself. Yeah, the fans here have been really great. Everyone's really nice. No creeps yet. Just autographing posters for people, taking photos. A lot of girls have asked me how I became Miss Trans World Wake, so it's really great because I can encourage them to submit their photos online, and hopefully then someday they can be Miss Trans World Wakeboarding.
I'm here now with the Queen of Style. It's Miss Melissa Marquardt before the Pro Women's Final gets underway. Now, Melissa, how many years have you been on tour? You're a staple here. How many years has it been?
I've been riding on the tour for about 10 years now. I just really enjoy hanging out with my friends and watching the sport grow.
And everybody knows you for your style. Obviously, you shoot really well for videos. We see it here in contests. But how do you balance that out, against the other riders? Tech tricks versus style?
I think it's important to have a nice, diverse, clean run. And, Ramy and Amber go huge, and Nicola and Megan are throwing all the tech tricks. So I think it's like a good balance between those things.
Orlando's Dallas Friday is first to ride in the Pro Women's Final. And despite a nasty fall on her tantrum to blind, Dallas is excited to be a finalist here in Monroe.
Just being able to ride again I just feel so grateful and thankful to just be out here riding and having fun. And, contests don't mean everything, but, wakeboarding does mean everything to me. And as long as I can do that, I'm happy.
Hard-charging Amber Wing and Megan Ethel are next to ride and have some early falls that force them to fight back in their final pass.
I guess I was pretty mad after having 2 falls, so yeah, I cut really hard to make sure I got to the top of the wake and really got my handle pass strong, and yeah, it felt really nice and clean to land it.
Megan just went out there and rode. She fell on her first 2 tricks, so she had a lot of pressure going there, but she really came back strong, and I think she rode really good.
Orlando's Ramy Merritt, riding her first ever pro model hyperlight wakeboard called the Maiden, has a solid, controlled run, making everything look easy. Ramy lands 2 mobs, the Tootsie Roll and Wrap KGB, then drops the handle on her wildcard trick, the handle pass roll to blind. Still, Ramy has ridden well enough to podium here today.
I'm pretty happy with the way I rode. It got a little windy right before me and Megan rode, and I think I pulled it together pretty good.
California's Melissa Marquardt is off the dock next and has one of her best runs of the season, landing big stylish airs, the wrap roll to blind, and 2 540s. Unfortunately, a trick Melissa just learned will give her trouble in her wildcard pass.
I just kind of learned that trick, that roll the blind, so it kind of still a little unaware in the air, but I had it, it just dropped the handle, so it kind of sucks, it kind of bums me out, but it's okay.
England's Nicola Butler has been training hard in Florida and is adjusting to the ever-changing weather conditions of the Pacific Northwest.
The vibe in Washington is misty, it's mysterious, it's kind of cold, but the water's flat and conditions are good, so happy about that.
Nicola is known for her rail skills, and in the final, she scores high on multiple hits and transfers. In Nicola's first pass alone, she lands 3 540 spins and a Moby Dick, placing her above the competition in the Pro Women's Final. Though Nicola can't land her wildcard KGB, she takes the win here in Monroe. Followed by Melissa Marquette in second, Rami Merritt comes in third.
Coming off Branson, not such a good result there, so yeah, it feels really good to be back on top, and yeah, it's my third Pro Tour win this year.
Nicola's win places her 15 points behind Megan Ethel in the 2012 Queen of Wake standings, with only 3 stops left on tour.
Do not leave your seat, because coming up, wakeboarding's big air specialists are getting ready to hit the Sony Big Air Kicker. Australia's Dean Smith has already taken 2 wins so far this year, and he's primed and ready to do it again. But it's going to be no easy ride, so stay here as the action unfolds.
The 2012 Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour is brought to you by Mastercraft Boats, held to a higher standard, Sony, Make, Believe, and by Hyperlight Wakeboards. Join the revolution.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 4th stop of the Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour. We're here in Monroe, Washington, and I'm hanging out now with rockstar team rider Aaron Rathy as he gets ready to go out for the Sony Big Air Kicker contest. Now, Aaron, this really is a specialist area of wakeboarding, isn't it? It's very different from riding behind the boat. Can you tell us how?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of a best trick contest, so it's a big air, and it's just kind of all or nothing. You know, it's not like a wakeboard contest where you can kind of go out and sandbag a little bit and then throw a hard trick. It's just one really hard trick, do or die, and that's what's going to take it home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for the Sony Big Air Kicker contest. On the water now, the Bone Crusher, Russy Malinovski, and Aaron Rathy. Bone Crusher, Russy Malinovski, big nose grab, roll to reaver. Give it up for the Bone Crusher. The Dominator, Aaron Rathy, takes that hillside edge. Indy Tantrum to blind. Right there, put the hand in the air. Let her know you care. Give it up for Aaron Rathy.
So the Sony Big Air Kicker, me and Rusty just went out, had a good time. We were both slashing the wake together and stuff. And I got an Indy Tantrum blind, and Russ got a melon roll to revert. So we had fun, but I mean, Chad and Dean are kind of the guys to watch out the kickers, so they're next.
Make some noise for Canada's Canadian Equation. Ronex Rockstar team rider Chad Sharp and Australia's Dean Smith.
Cool, I'm going to try and carry a little more momentum into this and just try and bang out this back 7. And then I've been talking up, I really wanted to have a hock at a 1080 of some sort. I feel like I've got enough time, so whether it's frontside, backside, if I land the first one, I'm going to have a crack at it.
All right, here we go. It's Chad Sharp, known for the longest distance Indy glide in the business. Up and in, there it is, Indy glide, about 70 feet out.
Tried to go bigger on the Indy glide and felt pretty good, so stood up and stayed out of the cold.
Another rock star athlete, here he is, Dean Sanity, up and in, guys. Every week we go for this big backside 720. There it is, once again, guys, give it up for Dino Smith.
Yeah, that back 7, he's doing it so clean and he's just stomping it every time. So it's kind of back to the drawing board for the next couple of weeks before Knoxville.
Guys, give it up right now with the backside 720. Dean Sanity, Dino Smith.
I'm stoked. This trick sort of has come along sort of unexpectedly. I hadn't been working on it or anything, and now it's on lock. So hopefully I'll keep it going for the rest of the season.
Yeah. There it is, guys. Give it up for your Sony Big Air Kicker contest winners. All right, guys, well, we've got the Double Up contest coming up here in just a moment.
Rockstar Double Up contest. We got myself, Tony Iacone, Russy Malinovski, Philip Sylvan, and Harley Clifford. Should be a good one.
Guys, give it up right now for Aaron Rathy. Wow, so Aaron Rathy right there. So he went for that Osmosis 7, and like the last minute didn't have time to pass the handle and sort of landed up in that wrap.
So luckily I got a last minute invite to the double up contest. It took 6 guys, there was only 5 guys riding, so I was there and went for it. I got an Osmosis 7 real close and then fell last hit on Toeback 7, but I mean, I had fun. It was cool watching the guys and being a part of it.
Here he is once again from Humboldt, Saskatchewan, Canada. Give it up for the Bone Crusher, Russy Malinovski.
You know, the new XR double ups are insane. Today didn't work out so good, just ended up doing a 9, was going for the 10, but didn't really commit to it, so.
On the water now, ladies and gentlemen, he's the mop, Jim Della Creme, Jimmy Legit. He laid down one of the smoothest 900s in the game, if not the smoothest.
Stoked to be invited to the double up contest. Been hitting a bunch of double ups all week. Landing some 10s, thought I could do it today. Sort of bummed, I got a clean heel 9, so.
Got the solid 900, silky smooth. Give it up for the mop, ladies and gentlemen. Hyperlight's franchise player, Jim Moritz.
It feels good. I'm trying to move away from this trick, but it keeps coming back and it keeps working for me. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's my bread and butter, so I'm gonna keep going with it, I guess.
Up next, wakeboarding's very best athletes will be competing in the biggest event of the weekend in the Pro Men's Final. There's an unbelievable points battle going on right now between Australia's Harley Clifford and Florida's Phil Sylvan. Both these guys are hungry for the win, but who's going to come out on top? We'll find out right after the break.
The 2012 Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour is brought to you by Mastercraft Boats, held to a higher standard, Rockstar Energy Drink, party like a rock star, and by Billabong.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 4th stop of the Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour. We're here on Lake Ty in Monroe, Washington, and I'm hanging out now with the reigning Pro Tour champion, Phil Sylvan. He's about to get ready for the Pro Men's Final. Now, Phil, we've got this heated points battle going on right now between you and Harley Clifford. Harley is 20 points ahead of you in the Pro Tour and 10 points ahead of you in the King of Wake Series. So what are you going to do this weekend to swing that balance back in your favor?
You know, with the points where they are, it's pretty close battle, and so far this season I've kind of been hot and cold. I've had a lot going on off the water, shooting a reality show, so my head really wasn't in it for the first part, but now we're done with that and got my head in the game, and I'm ready to throw down and try to pull out the lead.
We're here in Monroe, Washington. Weather's kind of moved in on us, started raining. It let up now just for the Pro Men Finals. We got another stacked finals. Harley, Phil, myself, Rathy, Shota, JD, Webb. Super excited for him.
I'm really pumped to be back in the finals. It's been since Texas last year, and you know, the riding every year gets harder and harder and harder, and for me to make it back up here is really exciting for myself, and hopefully can put something together.
JD Webb and Shota Tezuka from Japan are first to ride in the Pro Men's Final, and both electrify the crowd with their lofty airs and rail hits. Unfortunately, both JD and Shota have some falls in their runs that hurt their scores.
A lot of riding when you make it all the way to the finals, and for me it was just I was definitely winded and just kind of popped the handle on a heel 7, but you know, happy to be back in the finals again and riding well.
That's my 3rd final on my Pro Tour and King of Wake and stuff, so I'm pretty happy for a ride on the final with those guys.
Aaron Rathy is considered the local boy here in Monroe, growing up not too far away in British Columbia. Rathy fires off some beautiful rail hits and this giant indie air. While he's money on his backside spins, Aaron can't land his banger, the hillside 900 spin.
And that's going to do it for his finals run, guys. Give it up.
Had a pretty good second run. Didn't get everything I wanted, fell last trick, but I mean, still having fun riding in the finals with my buddies, and it'll be interesting to see who wins.
The bone crusher, Russy Malinovski, is one of the most technical riders in wakeboarding. This season, Rusty is focusing on taking his tricks bigger than ever.
This year just took a different outlook, tried to change up my run a little bit, and just started opening up with this big cap 5 that's bigging in the flats and kind of corked. So I went out, put something on the board, had a few mistakes, but it was a stand-up run, so I'm excited to see how it plays out.
The final 2 riders in the heat, Sylvan and Harley Clifford, have watched the other finalists make mistakes in the stormy conditions. Sylvan is called the Iceman because when the pressure's on, he's always solid.
Weather's not cooperating with us. It's real cold and it's getting a little windy, but we're fighting through it. And first run went out and put together a pretty solid run, squeaked in that last whirly 7, and had some trouble on the Moby Dick 5 at the end there, but that whirly 7 probably compensated for it, and it was enough.
Phil's whirly 7 is a very technical trick that only Harley Clifford can match if he's on his game. Harley starts his run with a toe side 900 spin and a toe side roll to blind. He busts a big front mob 540, but misses a trick at the end of his pass, and that will cost him the win here in Washington. Sylvan takes his 2nd consecutive win on the Pro Tour, followed by Harley Clifford in 2nd. Russy Malinovski comes in 3rd.
Feels good to get back-to-back victories, especially with the season I've been having so far. It's been kind of hot and cold, but I won the Pro Tour last year, and with this win, it puts me into the race and puts me in the lead. So my goal this year is to win the King Wake and Pro Tour again.
With the win here today, Sylvan holds on to his 2nd place rankings on the Mastercraft Pro Tour and takes over the lead in the overall King of Wake points race. Join us next time as the Mastercraft Pro Wakeboard Tour wraps up in Knoxville, Tennessee, and the new Pro Tour champion is crowned.
Wow, that was so good!
I see you win a contest for $100.
No, you look fine. Real good? Where am I looking?
What are we talking about?
See ya!